Where do we draft Michael Thomas heading into 2021 go forward as we approach August 1 and Mike Thomas is looking like a pretty strong bet to maybe miss some time in 2021? 2 games, 3 games, 4 games, we don't really know. I will tell you, anybody giving you a concrete number like he's gonna miss half the year or he might not return, they don't know. They're trying to get views and clicks based on that information. Look, he's got a 6 to 8 week recovery time frame from the surgery and then an additional 6 to 8 weeks to get back to form, if he can even do that right away. To try and speculate on the second part of that before he's through that 6 to 8 weeks of recovery and trying to determine how his body's recovering to the surgery, that's reckless reporting and speculation when people are giving you anything concrete at all. So if you hear concrete numbers, turn around and walk the other way. Where do we draft him? Round 4, 5? I'm going to tell you right now. The Fantasy Football Show begins now.
This is the Fantasy Football Show with your host, Smitty.
Top 5 running back. You're watching the Fantasy Football Show. Smitty. Take a lap. As we talked about over and over on this show, people were reacting without knowing a single bit of information on his recovery. Did he have surgery? What's going on? We heard no updates on Mike Thomas, yet people were already anointing him back, top 5 ready. After watching him try and recover all year last year, walk into the offseason, not have surgery, and then we had dead radio silence up until a couple weeks ago. He was a big risk walking into any 3rd round draft selection. He had what seemed appropriate kind of risk baked into that value, but nobody had any information. Even when a report surfaced a couple weeks ago saying he had surgery, I got DM after DM saying, Smitty, are you gonna finally move Mike Thomas up? My answer was no. All we know is that he had surgery. What did he have surgery on? All of the ligaments that were a cause of concern? Did he have surgery on the main ligament, the deltoid ligament? This is an exact image of Michael Thomas's foot. As you can see, this isn't a drawing. This is an actual photograph of Michael Thomas's foot. But you have in your foot, you have these ligaments here. One of them here, the deltoid. Another, you have several. He damaged multiple ligaments in that leg. And you have 2 bones in your leg. And right here, the deltoid ligament is responsible for essentially holding these 2 bones together, and it's very hard to damage it, and he did, and it's a very, very tough injury to recover from, because when you have a severe high ankle sprain where you damage this ligament, it feels like when you step that these 2 bones are trying to separate, and that's why it's so painful to have a high ankle sprain. And to damage this deltoid ligament, you can damage these ligaments. To damage a deltoid ligament is serious business. And what does this man do? I don't know who he's listening to, but he tried to heal this by doing nothing, no surgery. When multiple doctors that I talked to in the offseason said you have to have surgery and you need to have surgery now to be ready for the 2021 season. What does he do? He doesn't listen to anybody, apparently. And from everything I'm gathering, and this is some of this is hearsay, but the Saints training staff was like, you need to have surgery. I don't know why the Saints didn't check in. Maybe they did. Some reports are reporting that they weren't involved in the initial part of, like, I guess, holding him out from surgery. All that's speculative. Bottom line is he didn't have surgery until now. And who says he didn't further damage things when he was going January until now, just putting stress on this deltoid that needed surgery? Who knows what the man did to his own leg? Frankly, I wouldn't be shocked or call anybody crazy to just avoid him outright. This whole situation kind of has a whiff of like continued disappointment. Hopes get built up and then they come crashing down. Wouldn't shock me at all if we didn't hear anything. We sat on it. It's week 3. Where's the Michael Thomas update? It's week 5. Where's the Michael Thomas update? Do you feel I'm wrong? Can't you sense that could happen? Doesn't it feel like that could happen? I will say that in 1 or 2 leagues, I'm going to grab him in round 6. He feels like the kind of guy that can win a league in that round 6 range. Let's go back to the board. I hate to get rid of this real life image. Whoa, there it went, of Michael Thomas's leg. I think it's safe to say no one's going to be drafting Mike Thomas in the top 3 rounds. Where I think people will start considering it will be round 4. But I'm going to tell you no. I'm going to tell you, if you pass on a league winner in this like range right here that is a Josh Allen or a CeeDee Lamb, I'm going to tell you to take a lap hardcore, because that is a league winning person.
Take a lap.
That's take a lap worthy if you pass on a potential number 1 overall scorer in fantasy football on a whim, on a player that may or may not even be back. Don't even consider passing on guys like that, or a CeeDee Lamb or a Keenan Allen. So let's just call the 4th round completely out. Like, don't even consider it. Now, the 5th round, I'm also telling you, don't draft Michael Thomas here. Don't. Because in this 5th round, you still have a bunch of talent, and one of my favorite players to draft in all of 2021, Javonte Williams. Don't be grabbing MT before potential top 10 running backs like this man right here. You're also talking about Mike Davis. Don't pass on Mike Davis over Mike Thomas. Don't pass on ETN. Of course, Jamar Chase. Who knows where he goes? I'm not trying to write these guys in a level that's equivalent to the 4th round. I'm just writing in a lot of 5th round potential options. These are all 5th round potential guys. Mike Davis. Plethora of players you should be taking over Michael Thomas. Now, where it starts to get interesting is this round 6 range. Players in the 6th round could be as follows: Damian Harris. I'm not sold on Damian Harris. I'm way okay trying to bank on like a sermon later on. You can replace a Damian Harris. You can replace an Odell Beckham Jr. Sorry guys that believe in Odell. You can grab a Judy later and replace this. You can't replace these guys. Talent drops off very quickly. Javonte Williams you cannot replace. Mike Davis you can't replace. ETN, these guys can't be found in the later rounds. Once you say to yourself, and this is about the 6th round, I could probably find a guy in the next round or 2 that I like as much as this player. I like Michael Carter. I'll go ahead and take Michael Carter later on. Like, once you start thinking like that, you can go ahead and take a Mike Thomas, and I think that's about the 6th round range. So Damian Harris, I see Leonard Fournette sometimes going in this range. Like, yes, all of this, don't worry about it. Take MT. That means 6th round is an appropriate round to take a gamble, even on a guy that I still worry about significantly. Like, make no mistake about it, I can very much envision it going either way. This is like a scale. And on this scale, in the 6th round, mind you, in the 6th round, not the 5th, in the 4th, in the 6th round, it still feels like an equal amount of risk and an equal amount of upside. It is not weighing one way or the other. And that's not going to change. Where you have to take him, because he's not falling any further than the late 6th round, where you have to take him, you will never have the upside weighing more than the risk with Michael Thomas. It's just not going to happen in 2021. You have to accept it. You have to grab him in a place where it won't kill you if it doesn't work out. Round 6 seems to be where it's at. You're not going to lose your league if you mess up in round 6 with these guys. Who cares? Go get Judy. Go get Michael Carter. Go get Sermon. Heck, I like AJ Dillon over a lot of these guys, and you can get AJ Dillon 2 or 3, 4 rounds later. Don't pass on these guys. You can lose a league trying to get cute, drafting a guy like this man right here when you can get more secure options that might outscore him. Javonte Williams could outscore him even if both were playing week 1. So could Jamar Chase. Be smart about it. Be both crafty and careful when drafting Michael Thomas or not drafting him in 2021. Be careful and crafty all at the same time. And if you want to text me one-on-one, unlimited, order my text device at heysmitty.com right now. Later.
This is the Fantasy Football Show with your host, Smitty.
Top 5 running back. You're watching the Fantasy Football Show. I'm Smitty.